Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys, if you're new to the channel and if you enjoyed this video. So I just came across this video that Anthony Joshua posted on his YouTube channel a few weeks ago, actually. And the reason I even saw this video was because in my previous video, I had a video called Anthony Joshua overlooking Jarrell Miller. And, you know, a few people left me links to this video saying, nah, B. Look at how Anthony Joshua's been training. So I looked at the video. And first of all, I got to address one thing. Those damn couches. Like, dude. Those couches are ancient. Did you see these couches that Anthony Joshua got in his flat over here? I believe this is in Sheffield. At least some of my subscribers told me. Look at how, that couch looks like it's at least 20 years old. I mean, goddamn, the wear and tear of this couch, the decomposition this couch is showing is just unbelievable. So this is the first time I saw this. By the way, that video that I titled Anthony Joshua's overlooking Jarrell Miller. Sometimes people click on videos and they just read the title and they think that's what I'm actually saying on the video. They think I'm actually saying that Anthony Joshua is overlooking Jarrell Miller. But, because I had a few people tell me in that video that, oh, what are you talking about, Wrecked? He's not overlooking him. If you actually look at the video, I never said that Anthony Joshua was the one overlooking Jarrell Miller. I actually said in that video that Anthony Joshua is a professional, and as a professional, he should, obviously he's going to be taking Jarrell Miller seriously. And I even said that I'm picking AJ to beat him in that fight. What I said in this video was that if anyone's overlooking Jarrell Miller, it's his fans. It's the many boxer fans, Anthony Joshua fans. That's what I was saying in this video, that because I felt that a lot of boxer fans are overlooking Anthony Joshua. But yeah, because some people felt that I was saying that Anthony Joshua was the one overlooking. I wasn't saying that, bro. All right, I was saying that the fans, a lot of fans are overlooking Mr. Jarrell Miller as an opponent. Anyway, this guy is training in a very small ass flat here in Sheffield. Because when you think of Anthony Joshua, the guy's multi is very wealthy. So when you think of Anthony Joshua, you would think he'll be training in a luxurious mansion or some shit, or a luxurious training facility, right? But the dude is training in a very he's training in a place where you would find amateur boxers training, right? Guys who are not pros yet, guys who are just starting out, guys who are broke. So that tells me that he's taking I like that. I like when fighters do that, because they want to basically keep themselves humble, keep themselves focused, not have a big ego, being like, hey man, I could be fighting. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of cool seeing a fighter like AJ, because, like, let's be real, he could be living in a $10.5 million mansion, getting back massages every single day after training, training in a luxurious mansion and shit like that. But he actually brings his whole camp into a very small apartment, and he says that but I like that, because it means that he's trying to remain he's trying to remain to the I guess the mindset that he was when he was broke, right? Before all this, before he had all this money, before he had all this, glory, before he had all this fan base. He's trying to stay, he's not trying to have his head be blown up and think like, or have like a big ego and think like, you know what, I don't need to be training here. I'm the unified heavyweight champion of the world. I could be fighting, I'm going to rent out a freaking luxurious flat somewhere, so my whole training camp could be there while we train and prepare for Jarrell Miller. But he's doing it old school. He's training in a very, I'm not gonna say this is like the worst place to be, but did you see the size of that fridge, bro? Anthony Joshua was twice the size of the fridge. Even the fridge was small. It's just a very like I said, it's like a place where you train, where when you first start boxing, right? Or when you first start in life. But that means he's focused. Okay, the man's wearing the do-rag, people. The man's wearing the do-rag. That tells me he's serious. Whenever you see a boxer wearing a do-rag, that means he's serious, man. He ain't taking no jokes. Which means he's 100% focused on Jarrell Miller. Like I said, I was always picking Anthony Joshua to beat Jarrell Miller. I think Anthony Joshua is... I think what's going to play a factor here is the experience. Okay, the experience that AJ has over Miller. The punching power that AJ has over Miller. Miller has never fought in a big occasion like this. He's never been under this much pressure. Because a lot of people might feel that, well, Anthony Joshua is going to be... Because I've seen people say this, well, Anthony Joshua is the one under pressure because he's the one defending his belts. And Jarrell Miller, he has no pressure on him, right? Because he's supposed to lose. But I think it's the other way around. I think that Jarrell Miller has pressure on himself because he's never fought anyone of this caliber. So that probably, and he's fighting in New York in front of his hometown. Jarrell Miller is like a street dude, right? Jarrell Miller is a guy that, he has all the advantages here. So there's pressure on him to beat Anthony Joshua because he's fighting him in his backyard. So he's like, yo, I'm not about to get knocked the fuck out by this dude in my own hometown of Brooklyn, New York. And right, that's an embarrassment, right? I mean, imagine being him. You're fighting somebody in your own hometown, and this guy comes in there and he knocks you out in your own hometown. I would imagine you would feel kind of embarrassed by that. So that's pressure on Miller because he's thinking, yo, I gotta be at my best. I saw that Miller was I heard that Miller is trying to be in a better diet. He's trying to get in better shape. So Miller himself is taking this fight very seriously, the way Anthony Joshua is. So this should be a good fight. Jarrell Miller versus Anthony Joshua should be a good fight because I think both of these dudes, in a way, are fighting with pressure. Anthony Joshua is making his New York debut. He wants to look good in front of the American public. He doesn't want to go in there and have like a, chess match. I'm pretty sure he wants to go in there and knock Jarrell Miller out in devastating fashion to make a statement, right? Because, again, the reason this fight's happening in the United States is they want to try and build... Sorry for that freaking noise outside. I don't know what the fuck that is. Sounds like a freaking bee hovering and shit. Anyway, probably is a big-ass bee, African bee out there in the window. Because I'm, like, right next to the window. Anyway, Anthony Joshua... There's pressure on Anthony Joshua to make a statement in his U.S. debut, right? Because they want to try to have the American public know who he is. So imagine he goes and just knocks out Jarrell Miller out cold. That would be good for him. The American boxer fans will, oh shit, did you see that? I got to see this dude again, AJ again, man, right? And the same thing with Miller. The New York people, they know who he is. So he doesn't want to get knocked out cold in front of in his own hometown, especially when he's been talking all that shit, saying, calling AJ English McMuffin. So there's pressure on both of them, and this is why now I see why they're taking it very seriously. They're training very seriously, and I have a feel, and also there's bad blood between these two. Anthony Joshua did not like the way Jarrell Miller talked about his mother. Anthony Joshua, I'm pretty sure, did not like the way Jarrell Miller shoved him across the ring. He's been talking a lot of shit, so I would imagine AJ is going to be going into this fight wanting to inflict some serious pain on Jarrell Miller just to humble him and shut him up, right? So I think this is going to be, and again, this is Jarrell Miller's one opportunity. This is his golden ticket, okay? If he beats Anthony Joshua, his life changes forever, Talk about he's making, I believe, $8 million for this fight. If he beats AJ, he's making quadruple in the rematch because there'll be a rematch. He'll be making quadruple in the rematch. He could go around saying I'm the A side now. He could go around, if he beat AJ, he is in a better position than Wilder is because he'll be a unified champion. He could go around saying, I'm the number one heavyweight, not Wilder. You know, a lot of things change. So this is a big deal fight for both of them. Both AJ wanting to make his U.S. debut spectacular. And he doesn't like Jarrell Miller, so he wants to inflict major pain on him. And for Jarrell Miller, this is a big opportunity for him to become a champion. And he doesn't want to get embarrassed in his own city of New York in front of his people, losing against Anthony Joshua. So obviously these guys are training hard. So I'm actually looking forward to the fight. I'm actually excited for this fight. I like this fight because Jarrell Miller's a young, unbeaten guy. And I think this is a good fight. I think this is a good title opportunity. I think this is a good challenge. Jarrell Miller's not a guy who Anthony Joshua picked out of obscurity. Jarrell Miller's a guy who's been around for years. I've known about Miller for years. He's a guy who's been fighting, the guys that they have been putting in front of him. So, and again, I told you guys, if someone like Deontay Wilder could fight bums and then get a title opportunity against Bermane Stiverne for the WBC strap, then what's his name? Jarrell Miller has every right to get a title opportunity. That's why I don't agree when I see people say Jarrell Miller didn't deserve this title opportunity. I don't agree with that one bit, because Deontay Wilder fought bums. He fought way worse opposition than Jarrell Miller before he got a title shot. Yet he still managed to get a title shot, right? So if Wilder was able to do that, why couldn't Jarrell Miller get a title shot? Right? It doesn't make sense. Why can't Jarrell Miller get a title shot? So, like I said, Jarrell Miller fought dudes that Deontay Wilder defended his belt against. Okay? He fought dudes that Wilder defended his belt against just as a contender, Jarrell Miller. So, that's why I have no problem with Jarrell Miller getting a title opportunity. And like I said, a lot of people say, he hasn't fought anyone. But now we're going to see what level Jarrell Miller is. That's what I like about this fight, because everyone keeps saying Jarrell Miller hasn't fought anyone, but now we're going to see what level he is at. Because let's say he goes in here and gets destroyed against Joshua, then we know he's not nowhere near the level of Joshua. But let's say this is a competitive fight, and let's say he loses, but it was a very competitive fight before the loss. Let's say this fight turns out to be like when Anthony Joshua fought Alexander Povetkin, or like when Anthony Joshua fought Vladimir Klitschko. A fight where Anthony Joshua wins, but it was competitive throughout the fight. You never know. That could happen. And if that happened, then we all know that Jarrell Miller was actually a worthy challenger. That Jarrell Miller is actually on this level. That's why I'm very curious for this fight out, because this is going to show us all of us, what level Jarrell Miller is. Okay, depending how well he performs against Anthony Joshua. Like I said, even if he lost against AJ, if he performed well and it wasn't a very competitive fight with AJ, we would know that he was basically on this level, So yeah, Jarrell Miller might be in trouble, people. He might be in trouble, but because of how serious Anthony Joshua was taking this fight. But I still think it's a very competitive fight. That's all to say, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, and I'm out.